If you're looking for a beginner yoga class that you can do every day, that goes step by step, has lots of modifications, that's easy to follow, then you've come to the right place. For the most comprehensive and easy way to learn yoga slowly over time at your own pace, try our 8-week Yoga for Beginners course. You can complete it in 8 weeks or take your time. I've handpicked these beginner classes for you and put them in the best order for you to be able to learn hatha yoga step by step. Within this framework, you'll be able to see what beginner classes you have completed. You can mark your favorite classes, and you can bookmark classes that you want to come back to. Each week, you will be given space for rest and renewal with restorative yoga and yoga nidra, which is sleep yoga. You will begin with basic hatha yoga classes, learn the parts of a hatha yoga class, learn beginner yoga poses, learn the concepts that come up again and again in a beginner yoga class, practice some of the most requested classes from beginners, including strength, flexibility, and letting go of stress. This is truly the most comprehensive beginner yoga course available on the web, and I will be here to support you on your journey each step of the way in our community. Also in April, in our membership community, we will be supporting our members in their primary aspiration of committing to their daily yoga practice by formulating daily yoga timetables and extra support like a daily yoga chart, and a live class with two-way video teaching our members how to use the daily yoga chart, how to get the most out of it. I will also be releasing 5 new classes into our membership in April, including classes that are 30 minutes and less. They will be a daily hatha yoga class, short daily yoga for grounding class, a daily hatha yoga for strength, a daily hatha yoga for optimal digestion, and a daily hatha yoga for breast tissue health. We'd love to welcome you into our community to support you in your daily yoga practice or for our 8-week beginner yoga course in April and beyond. All you have to do is go to melissawest.com/membership. Hi, I'm Melissa from Yoga with Melissa. Welcome to our people who are new. I know when I first took my first yoga class, I was so nervous. I had no idea what to expect. I certainly didn't expect a yoga teacher that sounded like this with a cold, but yoga teachers get sick too. And I waited for as long as I could to film this class. I've been taking lots of days of rest. And now it's come down to D-Day. We got to film because we got to release our class tomorrow. So I will rest lots tomorrow. But one of the things that I would have liked on my first yoga class is a preview, like just to know what was going to come in the class. So I'm going to give that to you. But first, what I'm going to give you is I want to make sure that you're safe in this class and that if you have any illnesses or injuries, that you know how to look after yourself. So if this is your first class, welcome, by the way. I'm really happy to have you here. My name is Melissa, if I didn't already say this. I don't always sound like this. It's important that if you have an illness or an injury to speak to your medical doctor or medical professional and tell them, I'm thinking about getting into a movement class. Don't tell them yoga because then they're going to freak out that they might not know all the yoga moves. And ask them, what movement should I avoid so that my injury or illness doesn't get worse? And then ask them what movements are going to make my injury or illness better. And then once you know that, you'll be able to come into a yoga class and take care of yourself and not worry about every single pose. Just know what shapes are going to make things better, what shapes are going to make things worse, and then you'll be able to take care of yourself and everything will be good. So now for that preview of what to expect in this class so that you can just watch this, know if this is going to be appropriate for you, and then you'll be able to do the class with me or go, oh, you know what, this isn't going to work for me because I know I spoke to my doctor and I can't do most of those things, or, oh, this is great, I can do these things. So we're going to start with knee to chest pose. Then we'll be doing keyhole pose, or sometimes called eye of the needle pose. We'll be doing hand to big toe pose. You're going to need a yoga strap for that, but if you don't have a yoga strap, it's no big deal. You can use a tie from your bathrobe for that. We're going to do cat-cows after that, and there's going to be lots of modifications, so you can do that pose in a chair if you look at that and think, oh, that's not going to work for my wrists. We're going to do lunge pose. Blocks can be useful for that. A chair or a wall can be useful for that. We're going to do palm tree pose. We're going to do a standing knee to chest pose. We're going to do breath of joy pose. If you've got high blood pressure and you know you can't go up and down like that, don't worry, we'll just stay up. We're going to do wide-legged standing forward fold. I'm going to give a modification for that if you've got back problems. We're going to do Marichiasana. It's just a closed twist. If you're like, well, my belly and breasts are never going to be able to do that, don't worry, I'm going to give you a modification. Going to do locust pose, which is a nice back bend. Again, if you're like, oh, I'm pregnant and I can't lie on my belly like that, I'll give you a modification. And we're finished by lying down. So if that seems like something that you can do, then why don't you just take a deep breath of relief, press subscribe so that you'll know, like, hey, this is a teacher that's going to be good for me. And then other videos that I teach will show up in your feed as well. Press subscribe and that little bell, and then we can be friends here on YouTube. And that would be great. You know, I need more friends in my life. You need more friends in your life. There's a lot of emerging research that shows that the more connected we are, the happier we are and healthier we are as human beings. So let's connect here on YouTube. And we reply to everybody's comments. So like, we're not like those people that just leave you dangling in the YouTube land. So that would be good. And let's get started. Okay, so we're going to start by, you know what's coming. We're going to start by lying down on your backs. And take your feet wide on your mat to the outer edge of your mat. And you don't need a mat. It's not a big deal if you don't have one. You're going to drop your knees together. And you're just going to feel the support of the ground underneath you. And feel gravity working for you here, because the way gravity is going to work for you here is going to let tension release from your body. This position is really good if you have tension in your neck and your shoulders and your back. Just let all the worries of the day release down and into the ground. So breathe through your nose. Each time you breathe out, feel the tension flow away. Okay, and we're going to start with drawing your right knee into your chest. Hold on behind your knee, especially if you have any knee issues on your hamstring here, and press the weight of your leg into your belly here. You actually want to press on your ascending colon. This is great for constipation, for bloating, for low back pain. And then you're going to release your right leg down and just pause here for a moment and feel the difference between the right and left side of your body. So you might be able to feel the difference in your right glute, the right low back, but maybe even all the way up to your right shoulder. In the right side of your belly might feel a little less bloated. Okay, let's go ahead and draw the left leg in. Hold on behind your knee. Let your shoulders relax. And then go ahead and rest that left foot back down and just pause here again and feel the difference along the back of the pelvis, the low back, in the belly here. Okay, then we're going to move on to another pose that releases your hips and it's great for your low back as well. You're going to cross your right ankle over your left thigh, open your right knee out to the side. That might be enough for you. It might be enough stretch for your hip and your glutes. And then you're going to draw your left leg in maybe. If you're feeling resistance here on the outside of your right leg and into your glute, then that's good. You can reach through and hold on again behind your leg. Use your elbow to press your right knee out. Keep your left knee fully bent here. Keep your shoulders relaxed. And if you can't reach, you can use that bathrobe tie here as well. It's really nice, or your yoga strap. Especially if your shoulders are getting tense here. This pose is really good for relieving low back tension. And then release that left leg. And again, with both legs bent, we'll just pause here on this side and feel the difference between the right glute, the right buttocks, the right leg, the right side of the low back, even all the way up into the right shoulder. So there's muscles and then there's fascia. The fascia connects it's a fascial sheath that connects the whole body. So when you do something for the hips, there's kind of like a figure 8 that runs. It's a sling that connects the shoulders. So you'll feel release in your shoulders too when you release your hips. And so you might be able to feel into that as well. I know I definitely, every time I release my hips, I can feel that corresponding release in my shoulders. Okay, let's cross your left leg over, your left ankle over your right thigh. Open your left knee out to the side. And again, that might be enough. If you're feeling it, you're doing it. You might feel sensation on the outside of your left thigh into the glute. If so, you can stay here. If not, you're going to draw your right leg in. If you can't reach, use your strap. If not, you hold on behind your legs. You can use your elbow to open your knee. Keep your right knee bent fully. Let your shoulders be relaxed. Breathe through your nose. And then release that leg down. And you're going to, again, just feel into the left side. Feel the difference in the left leg, the left buttocks, the low back, the left shoulder. So for the next one, you're going to need your strap. So you can get your strap or your bath tie. And you're going to keep your left leg bent. A lot of yoga poses require very open hamstrings, so I love to include this in a beginner class. It's a great pose for anybody to include. You're going to place a strap around the ball of your foot, not the arch of your foot. This fascia tends to be very fragile. And no better word for that right now. You're going to lengthen your right leg up and just draw it in until you feel sensation along the back of your leg. This is really great for opening up tight calf muscles and hamstring muscles. It's really good if you have back pain. Keep your shoulders relaxed and try not to white knuckle it here. And again, if you pay attention to your body as a whole, as a fascial system. So if you imagine you're wearing like a bodysuit over your whole body, just releasing your hamstring, you may feel releases. Like I was starting to feel a release in my jaw here in the front of my neck. So don't be surprised if by releasing your hamstring, you start to feel other parts of your body let go. Then you're going to release your right leg. And before we do the left leg with the knees bent, let's just take both legs straight out and just feel, you'll probably feel that your right leg is even longer, maybe about an inch longer than your left leg. So just so you know you're having an effect on your body by what you're doing. Okay, so let's go ahead. So all those people that want to be taller by doing yoga, these are the kind of things that make you taller. Your right leg is actually longer than your left leg now. So go ahead and hook up your left foot around the ball of the foot. Draw your left leg in until you feel sensation along the calf, the hamstring. Again, fabulous pose for back pain. Also supposed to be very good for menstrual cramps, ladies. Yeah, I can really feel that releasing the fascial connections in my temples and jaw today. So just pay attention to your body as a whole, even though when you're working your hamstrings or one part of your body, for example, you might feel that your body as a whole releasing. Okay, and then we'll bring our legs down and they should probably feel more even now. Okay, from here we're going to come up onto all fours, and I'll show you, there will be a modification in the window if this is too much for your knees and your wrists. I'm going to show you how to do this in a chair, so you'll see how to do this in a chair in the picture in the window in that corner. I'm pretty sure that's what I want to do next. Yes, it is. Okay, so coming on hands and knees, you'll be in the chair if this is too much for your knees and your wrists. You're going to exhale, round up through your back, drop your head, and inhale, arch through your back. This pose is really good for wrist strength and mobility. It's good for spinal mobility. It's good for your neck and your shoulders and your back. It's good for core strength. But if you have weak shoulders and wrists, then it's a good idea to be in the chair. Also for knees, good idea to be in the chair. So we're actually just going to turn your one hand in. So we're going to just do a little bit of wrist mobility here as well. And out. And back. You might want to move it closer. And let's do it on the other side. In. And out. Spread those fingers wide. This is really great for bringing circulation all the way through your arm, all the way up to your lymph nodes. Great for you ladies for breast health and back. And then we're going to, so really great for the wrist joint. We're going to continue to help your wrist joints and your shoulder joints, your hip joints here. So we're going to sink back on through our knees, our ankles, our hips. So this is great for wrist joints, shoulders, knees, hips. Great for mobility through the joints. Okay, now turn your palms up towards the ceiling. We're going to lean back. You're probably not going to be able to go as far. Okay, let's give them a little shake out, and then we're going to just do a few more for your spine. So let's go to the side of your spine. And a little lean back. And the other side. Another really great one, ladies, open up the breast tissue here. And then circle. So just take the rib cage. Imagine your ribs are all these magical spatulas getting the last of the best peanut butter in the world out of the peanut butter jar. Maybe it's like peanut butter with chocolate. Oh, you know what it could be? It's ice cream. It's ice cream with special swirls in it, and it's stuck to the side of the carton. It's like high-end, small batch, special made ice cream. Yeah, and it's like, you know, that stuff that's like $10 or $15 a pint. So you know you're going to get it all out of the... Because you're going to get... You paid a lot of money for that. You're going to get it out. So I switched directions, by the other way, while dreaming about ice cream. Okay, and since we ate all that ice cream, that small batch, delicious handmade ice cream in our minds, we're going to do some core strength now from there. I need to take this off. I'm too hot. I don't have my mic threaded properly. Okay, continuing on with this series from the quadruped position or quadruped, you're going to take your left leg to the back of your mat. Now, when people do this, they tend to just lean into their right hip, and that right leg goes out to the side. Keep it straight up and down. Then you'll be able to work your core here. Take your right arm out. You're going to lift your right arm and leg. You could just do this, or you could just do this, or you can bring your opposite elbow and leg in. Inhale, reach. You can still be doing all this in the chair. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bring them together. So this is so good for core strength. Your back, your abs, your glutes. But also because you're doing the opposite elbow to opposite knee, you're getting a brain exercise too. Okay, and then we'll go to the other side. And this time you're going to take your right leg to the back and just don't let yourself swing into that left hip. Stay vertical to the ground. Take your left arm forward. Arm and leg lift. Inhale. You can still do this sitting. You're going to exhale. Arm and leg. Okay, for this next one, we're going to do some dynamic movement that's going to open up the front of your hips. They tend to be quite tight from a lot of sitting. And this can cause back pain. It pulls your pelvis forward. And also, it's tight for a lot of athletes too, so this is really good. Also, the other thing we're going to do is some functional movement. So in this, we're going to not only come into lunge pose, it's called Anjaneyasana in yoga, but we're going to move through it and come up to standing, and then do a leg extension in standing, which will strengthen your quadricep and lubricate your knee joint. So there's like bonus in this movement. And it's a lot, but I don't think it's too much for beginners. You can use a wall for support, or you can follow the picture-in-picture here and use a chair if you've got knee issues and you don't want to come, if it's too much movement, if you want a lot more support, the chair movement is a really good one to do for this one. Otherwise, you can give this a shot, and remember, this is a practice. It's not a perfect, so we're not trying to do it perfectly the first time. I practiced before I filmed this so that I don't look foolish. And I still may look foolish in front of you. So we're going to start by coming up onto our knees. You're going to walk your left leg through, open up your hip, and then you're going to come back to more of a square lunge. Feel the stability in your hip. You're going to stand up, bring your right leg up. You're going to extend it, bend your right leg. You're going to come back, lower down, bring your left leg back, and you're going to kneel. So a lot of dynamic movement in there, great for balance and all the rest of it. So let's do it on the other side. You're going to come up, walk your right leg through. We'll open up the front of that hip. Oh, feels so good. Come back. Now you have to work for your money. Come up, bring your left leg up, extend. Great for your quad strength, lubricate your joint. Come down, step back, and we're going to kneel. Okay, so if you're in the chair, you're going to stay with one side and keep repeating one side like 5 times. If we're on the ground, we're going to go back and forth 5 times each side. Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll come up. Left leg comes through, open the hip, come back, step up, extend, bend, step back, lower down. Switch sides. You can put your arms out for more balance. I'm challenging myself by not doing that. So back to the left leg, second time. So let's visualize what we're doing this time. Again, imagine yourself doing it. Notice how much smoother it is when you imagine yourself doing it first through. Okay, back to the right leg. I've lost count. I think this is the 3rd time now through. Okay, now this is going to be the 4th time through on each side, left side. Right side. We're going to do last time each side. So left side. And right side. And we're actually going to stay up now. Okay? Okay, so from standing, we're going to do some lateral extension of the spine. You're just going to inhale, take your arms overhead. Let's actually interlace our fingers and reach the palms of the hands up towards the ceiling. And then you're going to side bend and side bend. And this is really good for your QL muscles that connect between the pelvis and the rib cage here. These muscles get really short from sitting and they cause a lot of back pain. So when we lengthen these muscles out here, it should it should feel good, and it will relieve your back pain. Okay, and then we're going to lower down. And the next thing we're going to do, you could do with your back right against the wall if balance is a challenge. Otherwise, I actually kind of want it as a balance challenge exercise. You're going to stand on your right leg, draw your left leg up, hold on behind your knee. It's kind of like what we were just doing. You're just going to extend your knee and bend your knee. So this is going to do two things. It's going to lengthen your hamstring muscle actively, and it's going to lubricate your knee joint. So fantastic if you have any knee issues. So don't do it if you have any acute knee issues, but also good if you have back pain. And you don't have to, it doesn't matter how far you can extend your leg out. If you're feeling it, you're doing it. Okay, and then we're going to just take a minute here and feel the difference. You're going to stand on your left leg now. And balance on your left leg and draw your right leg in. And then you're going to do the same thing. You're going to exhale, extend. Inhale, bend. So it's an active hamstring lengthening, and it's going to draw synovial fluid into your knee joint. Okay, and then you're going to lower down and just shake that out. The next thing we're going to do is called breath of joy. And this is great to get the lymph flowing through your body, which is great for your immune system. It's also great for your breast tissue, where the toxins can kind of just sit here because we don't move our arms that much, so it gets your arms moving. Also, so the way it works is you inhale, you bring your arms out to the front. And then you inhale again, you bring your arms out to the side. So a lot of movement for the breast tissue. Also in this position, your shoulder blades come together at the back, so strengthens the back muscles. And then you inhale overhead. So notice that it's so great because the breast tissue gets moved in 3 different ways, which is so good. Inhale, inhale, inhale. And then you exhale. Now, if you have high blood pressure, you can just do this like this. Inhale, 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 and exhale. If you don't, you can add this. Inhale, inhale, inhale. You can add a squat and fold forward. So you get some lower body in it too. But the going up and down can make you dizzy if you have blood pressure issues, so you can just stay upright. So choose what works best for you. This is very invigorating, very warming. It boosts circulation. It boosts the flow of lymph in your body. It's just a great, great yoga exercise. I love it. Okay, so we're going to inhale here. It eases depression, boosts your mood. Inhale, 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 and exhale. And then you're going to come up to standing, and you just did 10 squats too, so it's great for your lower body as well. And we'll just stand and let our blood pressure equalize for a moment. And just notice how your vitality has been increased in your body as well. Take your legs, your feet wide. You're going to lengthen up tall through your spine. You're not going to do this pose if you have low back issues, slip discs, herniated discs, low back issues. Instead, you're just going to stand up tall, and you're going to lift your breastbone up towards the ceiling instead. Okay? Otherwise, you're going to roll your pelvis over your leg bones and fold forward here. So this opens up all the muscles on the backs of the legs. It's very calming and sedating, cooling, calms the mind. Okay, and then from here, we'll come up to standing slowly. And then we're going to sit back down, and we're going to do a twist, seated twist. So it may be helpful in this one to have a folded blanket or a cushion to sit up on, especially if when you sit down, and this is very common when you begin yoga, if your pelvis does this because of tight hamstrings. So if it's not possible for you to sit up nice and tall, then all you need to do is grab a cushion, sit up on it. It'll tilt your pelvis forward. You'll be able to have your back straight much more easily. Then you're going to bend your left leg. You're going to wrap your right arm around it, and you're going to turn towards it. Now, if your belly's getting in the way, if your breasts are getting in the way, then no problem. All you're going to do is you're going to open the twist. No big deal. Okay, so twists are great to release all the little muscles along the spine. Great for back pain. Also, they bring fresh blood flow to the organs. You're going to release your left leg. We'll bend our right leg. Lengthen up tall through your spine. You're either going to wrap your left arm around your right leg, but if that feels too tight for your belly and your breast, then it's no big deal. We're just going to take our right arm to the inside of the right leg, and we're going to do an open twist. Okay, and then before our final relaxation, the most fun part of the class, you want to have lots of space around you for this, okay? So maybe just make sure your props are off to the side. Put that cushion off to the side. Make sure there's nothing in the way. Make sure you're not going to spill your water. And you're going to lie down on your belly. And we're just going to start here. If you can't lie on your belly because your breasts are tender or because you're pregnant, then you're going to stay on all fours for this. And you're going to go back to the cat-cows and the arm leg reaches, okay? You could go back to that. Otherwise, we're going to come down here. Palms are going to come down by the side of your body. Palms up. You're going to tuck your tailbone under. Roll your shoulders back and up. Lift your palms off the ground. Lift your chest up off the ground. Lift your legs up off the ground. So this is so great to strengthen all the muscles of the back, to support your posture for core strength, strengthens your glutes, your hamstrings. So great if you have back issues. And we're going to lower down, take your hands under your shoulders, push yourself up, come back, stretch out your low back. Okay, this is our final moving posture. You're going to become an X-man or woman. So you're going to take your arms and legs somewhat wide into the shape of an X. You're going to rest your head on the ground. I just have mine lifted so that I don't go into an echo chamber for you. All you're going to do is you're going to lift your left leg, extend it, cross it over your body. Keep crossing, keep crossing, keep crossing, and then you'll roll onto your back. It's a great twist for your body. Also, it's a great brain gym for your body. And then we're going to come back. You're going to take your left arm. You're going to cross it over your chest. Keep reaching, keep reaching, keep reaching until you roll over onto your stomach again. Okay, your head will be resting on the ground. You're going to do the same thing on the other side. So reach your right leg up. Keep reaching it long, long, long. Keep crossing it over, keep crossing it over. Drag your right arm. You'll roll on your back. And then you're going to go back. So your right hand comes to your right shoulder. Cross it across your chest. Keep reaching, keep reaching, keep reaching until you roll over onto your stomach. This is so good for your brain. It's a great twist for your body. So good for your back. So let's go again. Left leg reaches, crosses, and you roll. And then your left arm reaches, crosses, and you roll. Right arm. And this is really good. It's good for balance. So see, because you're rolling, you're working your inner ear. So as adults, and when we were kids, we used to roll on the ground and everything all the time. And now as kids, we did that. As adults, we never do it. And so then we lose our balance. So it's really important that we do this as adults so that we maintain our balance. So you might find that you're getting dizzy doing this. Unless you have any kind of issues with vertigo, it's really important to practice these things. So right leg reaches, cross. So this might be one of those things that your doctor goes, you have this issue, you shouldn't be doing those kinds of things. Okay, right hand to chest, cross, roll. But anybody who has balance issues, this is something where you're rolling your head. Get on the swing at the park and swing on the park. It's going to help your balance. Left, reach, roll. Swing at the park, yep. We should be doing that. Jump on trampolines. Left hand. Reach and roll. Let's do one more. Right, reach, roll. And I'm noticing because I have a cold, so it is kind of making me dizzy. And I know my husband had a cold, and one of the symptoms was dizziness, so it doesn't really kind of surprise me. It's kind of probably in my inner ear a bit. Okay, right, cross, and roll. Good job. Okay, nicely done, everybody. So we're going to come onto our backs and lie on your back. Knees bent, feet flat on the floor. You can take your feet wide to the edge of your mat. Let your knees come towards each other, hands on your belly. This will be our final resting position for today. And just rest. Allow your body to integrate and receive everything you've done today. That was quite the beginner class, to be honest. It was pretty fun. As you're resting back here and receiving, letting your body take everything in, just reflect back and notice what stands out for you. What was most fun for you today? Keep resting back. I'm going to sit up and read a poem for you. Okay, I like to end my yoga classes by reading a poem, and my students enjoy that too. So just continue to rest back. If you enjoy the poem, then great. If not, that's no big deal. You don't have to like it. It's just like shopping for clothes. When you see something you like, you pull it off the rack. If you don't, you just let it go on by. And poetry, you don't have to understand it all. It's kind of something that either resonates with you or it doesn't, and it's no big deal. So this is supposed to be relaxing. And there might be something that you find illuminating, and there might not be, and it's no big deal either way, okay? This is not like poetry class where you're getting marked on it, okay? It's a pose called Balance, and it's by Barbara Pellman from her book Narrow Bridge. Long day of moments, random and not unhappy, days without desire. Who wouldn't guess I chose this life? The quiet, the red maple outside the room, the one rose on the neglected bush. Each morning the hummingbird sits on the branch and the blackberry tangles itself around the trunk. It is easy to dawdle through the day remembering other days, ferry schedules and traffic, delayed dinners and morning alarms, paper piled on the desk waiting. Slowly understanding this balance, not each side in equilibrium, but first one, then its opposite. First fast and then slow. First together, now apart. The gradual knowing that this is good. The cat moving across the lawn, pausing to catch my eye. The pen pausing in mid-air. The life of the mind. Eyes outward and inward. Flexing the stretched hour. Okay, so go ahead and wiggle and stretch out. You can bend your knees and roll to your side. Pause on your right side for a moment. And just take a moment to acknowledge yourself for taking this time to practice yoga today, for getting a little bit stronger, a little bit more flexible, a little bit more balanced, both on your mat, off your mat, and in your life. And then make your way all the way up to seated. Give yourself a thumbs up on this video for finishing the class, and put in the comments, I did yoga today. And if you're a regular here, I love my regular viewers. We appreciate you so much. And why don't you look through the comments and find somebody who's new. And I love how you are such a great community of yogis. Go in and welcome them, because it's great when we welcome them, but let them know what great people yogis are, and make them feel welcome. Like, you know, sometimes when you go and try something new, you don't know how the other people are going to be in that situation, right? Say I go try a painting class and I'm like, oh, I don't know how these painters are going to be. Are they going to be uptight and pretentious? Let them know that yogis are wonderful, warm, welcoming people. So we'll welcome somebody who says they're new here trying yoga for the first time. Let's just share the yoga love with them and let them know how great people we are. And I do have something for people who are new to yoga. I have a 10-day Get Started yoga program. If you go to my website, melissawest.com, I think it's a triangle or something, but also I put the link in the show notes for that. So I'm sending you much love from beautiful British Columbia. May your joy be as deep as our ocean. May you be as rooted as the old growth trees in our forest. May you be as strong as our mountains. Om Shanti. Namaste.